All right. Welcome back to Friday Night Lights on the MrBepic Twitch channel. How's everybody doing? Hope everything's working properly. I kind of had to redo my entire setup. I forgot how no matter what stream I'm doing, however prepared I am for it going into the setup, that I always end up doing things up until the very last second. So hopefully everything is properly mixed and set up and you're hearing me and seeing me right now. But either way, if you can see me or hear me or not, hopefully you know what's going on here, and hopefully once it does start, the Rocket League will be up on your screen, which is what you all came here for. So without further ado, a little explanation about Friday Night Lights. We had our inaugural, I guess it's not the right term, I think that means yearly, but our first ever Friday Night Lights broadcast last Friday from the same spot. I'm in the Auburn University game room right now because I love the setup and the background that I get to use when I use the game room streaming booth. But we have 3 show matches tonight on my Twitch channel featuring Southeastern Rocket League for the most part. For the entire part. All 6 universities and 1 high school, so 5 universities and 1 high school playing tonight. Just for experience, for practice, and actually our 3rd series tonight does have a prize pool. So playing for some money in our 3rd series on the night. But let me see if I can throw up the schedule on the screen. That way we can, just have everything up there while I'm talking about it. We're starting out with Bob Jones High School versus Auburn University. I am extremely excited about this one. Our first high school team, Bob Jones, the best by a pretty wide stretch high school squad in the state of Alabama, playing tonight against one of the best collegiate rosters in the state of Alabama, Auburn University. So that's our first matchup. Then we move on to outside the state of Alabama. We get a rematch of those that follow the Southeastern Esports League, the LAN Grand Finals between UTK and the University of Kentucky. So also very excited for that one. And then our money match on the night is the University of Alabama versus the University of Alabama in Huntsville. So back to an intrastate matchup for the 9 o'clock Eastern series. But $45 on the line for that one. I was so pleased last week when we had a bunch of subscriptions and donations for the prize pool, but I didn't have anything set up. I wasn't expecting that. So I figured push all the money I gained from that to the series tonight, since UAH did win the money matchup last week against Auburn Navy in the 3rd series. So I think everyone is about to get started. So I'm gonna tell them to join while I put up the roster comparison, which I also have a graphic for. So gotta use the graphics when I get the chance to. So that's who we got playing tonight. I think Auburn might be making a substitute at some point here, because originally Bro Turkey wasn't supposed to be here, so that's why this is the Auburn Navy roster, but with Josh Mango subbing in. But Bro Turkey, I think, made it back from Huntsville, so he might be playing as the series gets a little further into the night. But on the Bob Jones side, Reach, Hiroki, and Fish, the lineup, I'm fairly certain someone named Sakura joined the lobby, and I'm hoping that is Fish. We'll see. We'll see though. They'll let me know. But everyone's in, so I think it's time to get this night started. What's up, everyone? Man, the chat is going off right now. I look away to do all this production stuff, and it's hopping. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Why is Auburn playing high school? Because in esports, the wonderful thing about esports is that high schoolers are sometimes just as good as collegiate teams. It's not like traditional sports in the sense that collegiate is most definitely better than high school. So that's why we got this kind of matchup, which is another reason I'm so excited for it, because you also don't see it super often in esports, high school versus college, and it's an interstate matchup. So, all right, eager to get this one going. Game 1 of the best of 7. Bob Jones in blue, Auburn in orange. This combination roster of Auburn Navy and Auburn Orange. The top 2 rosters, but Mango getting moved up for the night because, like I said, Bro Turkey, they weren't sure he was going to get back in time for 6 o'clock Central match, and that's really a nice shot from Hiroki there. Didn't quite turn it in, though, so Auburn a lot of chance to get out, but for the most part, they have been stuck in their own end, and Mango's going to try his hand at getting the ball out. And again, it's over the midfield line, but Fish has so much time here. We'll see what he can do. And the ball falls into Reach's hands, but Auburn has finally found a substantial clear. So they're going to get to work, building a little bit of offense. Vroko would be my prediction for the offensive catalyst here. Normally I would say it's Bro Turkey kind of leading the charge offensively, but with him out, Vroko is the longest standing Auburn Navy representative. But Hums was kind of going off last week. He had his moments in the UAH series that Auburn played in the first edition of Friday Night Lights, but Mango having a moment there. A tough block, getting in the way of that shot. Bob Jones still building the most quality amounts of pressure in this game so far, and they're going to start off the scoring. 1-0, it's Reach. He's been talking a lot of game in the Alabama Esports Association Discord today. And he can most certainly back it up, not just today, all week when he joined it. Josh, not this Josh, but UAH Josh, he was starting beef in that Discord, and, well, he said that if Bob Jones can beat Auburn in this series, then he'd love to talk about a show match between UAH, their A-team, and this Bob Jones squad that has really swept the competition in Alabama high school esports for several years now. I mean, back when Lunar, the bubble scene player, he was on that roster a couple of seasons back. They won several state championships. I don't have the exact number, it's so many off the top of my head, but they've been dominant. But Auburn stepping in and forcing an own goal there. Reach scoring both goals so far in game 1. Vroko get the 110 points, but Reach just didn't quite have the read there, falling down off the back wall. So we're tied. Auburn finally get on the board here in their second series on the Friday Night Lights stage. Fish trying to claim one back. The highest rated player on this Bob Jones roster. He's an SSL, peaking around just over 1900, so the kid is cracked. Held in check for the most part here, at least in the first game, but I talked a lot about it last week, how with these show matches, it's going to take some time to see the near flawless Rocket League that you expect out of these competitors nowadays, as everyone's kind of getting warmed back up into the semester. A lot of these rosters, this is their first competition of the season. Tryouts were a week or 2 weeks ago. Some schools haven't even had tryouts yet for their rosters, so still getting back into the swing of competition after a summer off from the typical educational esports grind, but still tied up. 90 seconds to go in game 1. Bob Jones putting the ball center, but Reach thinks twice about diving in for that. It's a smart decision, playing it backwards now. Finding Fish down the field. That stretch pass. But defend it nicely. Mango running out of boost, but got Hiroki to jump there. Doesn't matter still. Solid defense. Bob Jones, aside from that slight miscue on the goal line where Reach put it in his own net, they have really looked solid in defense. But Auburn, for the most part as well, though giving up that is not something you want to see if you're an Auburn esports fan. And it does go punished. Vroko, a touch that puts the ball right into Reach's outstretched arms, and that plunges the defense into chaos. Hiroki putting in the go-ahead goal. Just under a minute left. See what kind of ice Auburn's got in the final minute as Rocco and Hums team bump each other. But Bob Jones couldn't punish, so well, move backwards. A little defense in the waning moments here. Love the passing play. Mango and Hums connecting for a shot, but Fish stayed home on it. Save off the back wall. They'll try again, though. Tigers looking for a late equalizer. That net is exposed. But the shot left a little bit to be desired in the power department. So Auburn back off. Rocco stuffed there by Reach, and I'll put the ball in a terribly awkward position for Auburn. They'll get the ball down. Rocco kind of pins that against the corner wall, and that was probably the worst touch he could have gotten from that position. Bob Jones holding on there. A late push by Auburn to try and get something going there, get us to overtime in game one, but they couldn't do it. Solid defense. Bob Jones, 5 saves, had to save 7 shots. Hums with 0 shots. Mango actually leading the team. So he's filling in nicely, but Auburn's offense, not the most potent here. At the end, it got a little better, but for the most part, Bob Jones held him in check. Possession in Bob Jones's favor, but not serious. About 54% field domination there, which isn't too one-sided. But that is game one now in their back pocket. So they have the advantage going forward. And the chat still going off. I appreciate all the fans. I see a solid mix of Auburn fans and Bob Jones fans in chat right now. I even spotted the Gaming Auburn Twitch account. I love seeing that in my Twitch chat. That was a close shave for Auburn right there, but I won't concede just yet. In fact, Mango heading in Fish's direction, but he knows what to do with that play. Almost pre-jumping and succeeding with coming up on a touch on that Vroko ball, but instead Auburn giving the Bob Jones a close shave right there. This is dangerous offense that we didn't see a whole lot of from the Tigers until the waning moments of game one. But coming up empty-handed and now giving Fish that kind of open space. You can't do that. Oh, that was beautiful. Our first flashy goal of the night. That is, I mean, that's why he is the de facto star on Bob Jones. They're all stars, but if you look at a comparison of their RL trackers, that Fish guy is his peak's the highest, and that kind of play shows you exactly why. That looked effortless. Auburn, hopefully for their sake, learning a lesson about giving him that much space in transition, but Hiroki finding him with that pass as well really sets that up, because if Hiroki doesn't have that vision off the back wall, then Fish doesn't get the ball immediately, and then Auburn's defense doesn't have as nearly as much time to recover as they might have if the pass isn't clean. So the cohesion as well as the mechanical ability, a huge part of how Bob Jones plays. But they're on the board first. Auburn's looking for one back. Bump my mic there, trying to get water. It's a dangerous ball. I was complimenting Fish non-stop there for a second, but I almost gave Vroko a freebie, but did nicely to recover. Got a toe on it. Pushed away Auburn's offense. Once again, in comes Vroko, and a huge demo on the goal line. It's going to get us tied up. There's the playmaking ability of Auburn. Vroko intercepting a clear in the midfield. Mango, great awareness. Realizing that there was just one defender left as that second man up got sucked into the play in the midfield. Vroko had so much space. That was just a clean win for him. And that demo alleviated the rest of the Bob Jones defense. Double demo for Mango. He's starting to feel a little feisty in the Bob Jones end, and Auburn will take their first lead of the series. That was so open with the two demos that Mango found that I mean, Vroko and Hums had time to pivot there on the back line and then just walk the ball in. They found a strategy that works here in game 2. At least enough to get them a lead. Bob Jones. They're not out of this whatsoever. Only down a goal with half the game left, but they will have to find an answer for Mango's explosive tendencies on their goal line. That pinch. Bit of a failure. Failed pinches are one of my favorite parts of Rocket League. Just the awkwardness of it on the side wall. But Auburn out of the 2v1. They got out of the failed pinch rut. Couldn't quite capitalize, though. Some great defense by Fish right there. Now Vroko. Bit of an odd man situation himself. He loses his life, but gets the ball out. Fish finding reach out to the side. Won't block Hums' touch, though, and so clear for the Tigers and the center ball as well. Loki tried to cut it out, made Vroko miss. Another miss on the Bob Jones end, and it's getting a little weird on the Patriots side here, but they'll get themselves out. And I did see in Twitch chat that Bob Jones has won 7 straight championships. So, it's a lot. Couldn't remember the exact number, but it is a lot. So thank you for that. That's why I stream. That's why I don't pre-record these. Because oftentimes I need fact-checking. And there's no better fact-checker than the entirety of Twitch chat. That's a nice beat. Hiroki and Reach getting the ball out. And that was kind of a 1-2-1-2 play. Didn't result in a goal, but sure looked nice. And it got Bob Jones down the pitch. Well, Mango was able to dismantle a lot of that built-up offensive pressure. Good clear into the corner and kind of stuck there. Hiroki diving in for that. Hums couldn't find a touch on it. That sucked Auburn in, so Fish has a chance here. Going for the second touch. Bar down and in. Oh, game 2 is Fish's. That is so clean. The speed to get up to that, knowing exactly how much time he had to get that second touch and put it bar down. Oh, and it's 6 straight championships. All right. Well, hopefully you get the gist. This team is pretty good in the high school landscape. Or 7. Okay. Either way, they're conceding here, so that's not the point. Auburn has just stormed back, taken the lead. As Bob Jones, they've found an answer twice now. And in the final 26 seconds, they're going to need a third. Just caught out right there. So, more late game action. There's Bob Jones, the team now, that needs some heroics in the waning moments of a game of Rocket League. That's a big win by Reach. Mango's awkward. That net might be open. Hiroki, the hook shot. And where on earth is Auburn's defense? Mango side flips. And I suppose he was last man right there. As Vroko's trying to hustle back, but not there in time. And Bob Jones has just made it 3 up. Hums, though. Chance to win it late. He'll go back wall, but maybe that wasn't so much a full chance. This is perhaps a quarter of a chance. He needed a crazy bounce to get that ball in a scoring position. So, overtime in game 2. We didn't get a whole lot of overtimes in Friday Night Lights 1. So I'm very happy to see that happening here. And Auburn might be taking it. Reach says a resounding no to that prospect, however. Team bump, though. Now Reach, once again, in defense. Not on his lonesome, though. Hiroki recovered from the double commit. And that leads to a clear. Hums out to the side. Fish playing to the back wall. Didn't have the read. Reach does, though. But there's a duplicate of an Auburn defender on the goal line there. Mango and Vroko both getting the ball out. Auburn, they've dominated possession here. 60% of the game spent on the Bob Jones half, with Auburn playing the bulk of that in offense. They've got 13 shots on the board to Bob Jones's 4. But Patriots very much in this game. Fish has proven just how lethal he can be in counterattack mode. And Auburn's had their fair share of mistakes in this game. Double commits, just a general lack of cohesion, which is fair. Playing with Mango instead of Bro Turkey. But this is still a series they feel like they should be tying up at the end of this one. Pass to the left. There's no one there to receive that ball from Vroko. Mango takes that pass from Hums. There's a shot on. Vroko the same. A little bit off. And now, reach off to the races. Shot. Finds Hums' front bumper. We're looking at some serious counterattacks from both sides. I appreciate the follow, Capo. Double commit there from Bob Jones. Center ball. Taken away by Vroko. And that shot was to save from Fish. Reach. Misses on that one as the ball was short of being on target. And Auburn is so close to winning this game. But 2 minutes into overtime, they have yet to lay their claim to their first dot underneath their name on the scoreboard. Hums' redirection attempt fails. Far side shot unsuccessful. Center ball intercepted. Bob Jones is holding on by a thread. The thread is still tangible. It's still enough to give you one last chance at winning this game, taking a 2-0 lead in this series. Demo by Vroko, cutting up that counterattack before it could really even get started. Now Reach, again, alone in defense. He does so well to take the ball out of a scoring position for the Tigers. They're getting close to putting themselves back into one. More bumps, more demos, more shots, and finally a game winner. It's Mango. It was his mistake that got Auburn into this situation. The side flip commit as third man, giving Bob Jones that open net with 6 seconds left. But it's Mango that gets them out. 4-3 the final. 17 shots to 5. The final tally in that regard. But Auburn coming out on top, leveling the series. But this is why I was so excited about this series. Because of how close I figured it would be. I knew coming into this Auburn was playing with a sub, so that may be making it a bit closer. Who knows? You really never know with Auburn. But Mango is right up there in skill level with Bro Turkey. Auburn Orange and Auburn Navy this season are extremely close in talent. But Bob Jones coming up just shy in that game, making 12 saves. Fish had 8 of them. That's absurd. Almost 3 Savior medals in that game. But either way, it wasn't enough. Needed just one more, maybe. We'll never know. It's the beauty of sudden death. All right, I see the 2 hydrates. I'll oblige. I had a lot of coffee before this broadcast started, so I need water to counterbalance that. Though we could be scoring here. Oh my. I love that there is no time to take a sip of water or even a breath in this series. The counterattacks, they go from 0 to 60 so quickly. Because all 6 players are so good individually. Even as a unit. I mean, these passing plays, effective. But, alright, I'm taking it. Never mind, I'm not taking that sip yet. Those 2 hydrates still have yet to be officially redeemed. Because Auburn's scoring first. They just found a great chain of challenge wins, and that was enough to poke the ball over the Patriots defenders' heads. But surely nothing happens off a kickoff, so I'll take a drink now. Alright, there you go. 2 sips for Chop and Spectral. I'm properly hydrated now for Game 3. A level series. An Auburn team in the lead. Bob Jones once again fighting from behind. They controlled game one in the sense that the only Auburn goal in that game was a Reach own goal, albeit a little forced, but it probably should not have gone in if we were looking at Perfect Rocket League. But game two, Auburn set the tone. Those demos from Mango, adding that extra fold to the Auburn offense that Bob Jones has to keep track of as they're executing their defensive rotations. Bob Jones still effective in transition, despite not having that same control they did before, though field domination numbers sliding in their favor here. 63% through the first 2 minutes. Boost about even. Ball possession, almost the exact same as field domination, which you don't see too often, weirdly enough. Roki flip reset, pass over to Fish, who went for it. I respect that. Trying to make that read so difficult because there isn't a great indicator as to how powerful that flip reset pass is going to be. That's how Fish plays. Incredibly confident. Here he is once again, going back wall. He's not going to hop up for himself. Realizes Mango was awkward. Which he was, but getting out of it. I don't know. Touch and an extra flip there, Mango. You don't see too many ground flip reset plays, but doesn't matter. Didn't use it effectively enough, I suppose. As Reach just clangs the ball off the back wall, and Hiroki, fast as lightning, hopping up for the shot in the tie ball game. Bob Jones evening the score. But off kickoff, chance for Mango here. He's going for the low boost pop and bump play. Didn't find contact, so forced backwards. Broco forced to play this from the Auburn back line. He does well. Push the ball forward. I think Bob Jones was kind of refueling there. Now that they do have full boost tanks, that's what they can do with it. Winning possession, once again, going to that well of the Auburn backboard. It's what got them their goal earlier, but it's not what's going to get them their go-ahead goal. That would be an incredible Reach dunk. Like, how did he played that off the side of Mango's car. And that's unfortunate if you're Auburn. You just look at that and you're like, all right, that just happened. If you're Bob Jones, you're celebrating Reach's car control. Realizing Mango is not in a good spot to take that 50-50, going side on to the challenge. Capitalizing once again on a little bit of open air. Hiroki making it 3-1 Bob Jones. Mango off the back wall again, missing. And that gives the Patriots the lead. Make it double, though. 75 seconds here. Auburn. They've lost the control that they gained in game 2. The possession game has fallen back into Bob Jones' hands, but double can they give it up? No, okay. Hiroki is going to find a keen redirect to extend the play back into the Auburn side. Now waste time. Put Bob Jones in a better spot to reclaim their series lead. As Auburn has just not rekindled that same offensive magic they had in the last game. 17 shots in 7 minutes, sure. Had those extra 2 in OT to get their offense very much on the board. But year 8, which isn't terrible, but only 1 goal to show for it. 15 seconds left. Hums starting the play from his own back line. Not where you want to be if you're Auburn, though. Hums just given a gift right there. A midfield miscue here by Fish. And okay, things just got interesting. Trying to pass it back to Reach, and I don't think Reach was caught on the same page. I don't blame him. It's an unconventional play from that position. Just kind of bang, bang. And all right, Auburn's giving a little bit of life. Humsto missed the boost in the corner, so Vroko's going to be playing it off the sidewall with boost, and he can't do anything with it. So, Bob Jones, well, it doesn't matter that they made that mistake in the late moments of Game 3 there. They come out on top of another one-goal game. Stats are so close to even, and I just got word in chat that Bro Turkey is subbing in for Mango. So, now things just got even more interesting. An extra wrinkle into this series. We'll see what he can do. I think he traveled from Auburn to Huntsville and back today, if not this week. So, we'll see if he's got the energy for this series. Though it's only really 4 games, if this series is to go the distance for Bro Turkey. Either way, 7 shots to 9. Auburn actually out shooting Bob Jones there, but again, not enough. All right, there we go. Notes are finished. Game 4 about to start. Bro Turkey is in for Mango, who was subbing in. So this is now Auburn Navy. Item listed as Auburn University on the overlay, and it'll stay that way because I'm not going to change that because it's still accurate. But this is now the official Auburn Navy team. Mango stepped up, did very well, coming in from the Auburn Orange roster. Filling in Bro Turkey's shoes, but no one can really ever completely fill in Bro Turkey's shoes. He's been an Auburn Navy rep for, I think since I started casting for Auburn, which was almost 2 years ago, I think. It's been a while. He has been here, been at the top of Auburn Rocket League for a long time. But kudos to Mango. He played well. Played very well. Big reason why those games were so close. But now, with Bro Turkey in Game 4, Auburn still being outpossessed by Bob Jones, but I wouldn't say really anyone's had full possession in this game so far. The first minute 15 has really been back and forth. No one controlling things outright. Bob Jones trying to change that. Good control by Reach. Fakes the second touch as well. Bumps, hums, and sets up Fish for the score. Who? Fish? I think he was in a Fennec starting this series out. Switching to a Green Octane for Game 4. Correct me if I'm wrong. But he started the scoring off. That play was a lot of reach, though. The aerial play off the side wall. Great read of where Auburn was trying to clear the ball. The fake second touch, then the bump onto Hums. Oh, I love a play that's full of things that don't show up on the scoreboard. Just counterattacks like that. The reads, the bumps. That's a play that the Rocket League nerd side of me gets very excited about. Hey, Mango's in chats. You were nervous. Oh, well, you did well, my friend. You did very well. Road Turkey was looking for a redirect right there. We'll see how he's feeling. I did see when I was starting the stream, he and I are friends on Steam, and I did see Bro Turkey launching Rocket League towards the beginning of this series. Okay, I think we're back. Everyone talk in chat when you see the stream back again.
It's just the caster's curse with Fish there. He peaks soon. Fish peaks as soon as the stream goes dead.
All right, we're back. Sweet. Appreciate the help, bro.
Yeah, no problem, man. Good luck with the rest of it.
All right. So, no idea what happened there. I think OBS had a moment. But what you just missed was an overtime that lasted, I'm not sure actually how much time it took, but Fish actually did just have an incredible goal to win that. I was trying to set OBS back up, and I had just gotten it back when I see Fish with open space, the ball coming off the back wall. No one was really up to contest it. I was like, oh no, I can't believe we're about to miss this game winner. So there is no proof that it happened. You're just going to have to take my word and Fish, who's in chat, his word for it. So that really sucks. I don't know what happened there, but I'm recording this thing. It'll be on my YouTube channel, and the end of game 4 will be cut out, sadly. So yeah. Sorry about that, guys. But it should be back in full swing here. Oops. Nope, wrong button. Okay. Game 5 with Bob Jones leading the series now 3-1. And that's gonna take me a second to get back into this. So bear with me. I would love to at some point have a full production team for this thing, but we are not quite there yet. This is me doing pretty much everything. I got some help from Fred in the Alabama Esports Association Discord, which I am extremely appreciative of. He and I are working together on that project now that I'm sure I'll talk about when I get the chance. But right now, we're each diving in, giving Bro Turkey an open lane to the net. And that's an easy one for Auburn here in Game 5. And then shout out Bravo as well. Pretty much head of the game room. Social media manager for the Auburn Esports Twitter. Helping me out. Letting me know the stream went down. But, okay, here we go. 1-1. You're welcome, Bravo. He's chilling in the game room with me. But Bob Jones just tried to tie us up. 1-1. So, no harm done on both sides. The Bob Jones mistake in the midfield forgiven there, as Fish turns in another. And real quickly, I'm curious. I do fortunately have some software that helps me out where a person might, so I can tell you exactly how many goals Fish has had in this series. Alright, it says he's had 1, so I think our jobs are safe from the robot revolution so far. He's most certainly had more than 1. I'll have to sort that out, but right now, Bob Jones still cooking an offense. That shot from Hiroki dents the crossbar, but Auburn allowed an out. Rocco and Bro Turkey attempting a team pinch down the field, but nothing quite comes of it. Still, both sides working towards a go-ahead goal. The margins on this series so thin. Both sides now have gotten themselves an OT winner. Bob Jones coming out on top of 3 of the 4 games that have all been 1-goal games. This one's so far no different. And in series like this, your ability to just find a way to win close games, that can define who you are as a team. And I started that statement within series like this, but that's true, but just in general. Finding ways to win close games really is a hallmark of a roster that has that winning pedigree that people love to talk so much about. This Bob Jones team most certainly does. The connection there, reaching Hiroki. Combining for a shot on, but Bro Turkey found the read. So, Vroko. Play off the side wall that Hiroki reads nicely. No second touch, though. Bro Turkey moving in, but no one relenting on that near post for Bob Jones. All 3 members had a moment there on the near post, and all 3 Patriots came up successful. Vroko deciding to take out that near post defender. You can't just brute force your way through him. Bump force your way through him. But still, nothing. A silence has fallen over Manfield Knight. Haven't seen a goal since the first minute. Might see one here. Hiroki, though, can't beat Vroko. Love the idea. The demo, leaving Hiroki in a 1v1 versus Vroko, but another longtime member of Auburn Navy does well. Hiroki, second opportunity, but Vroko once again collecting that ball off the back wall. Monster flick from Bro Turkey. Both sides defending incredibly well. This game started out with such a frenetic pace. Back and forth, back and forth. No one with really established offense, but we're seeing quality looks from both sides right now. Which is not, they're not long stints of offense setting up these really good chances. They are quick hits, but they are set up quick hits, and both defenses somehow getting in between ball and net every single time. 40 seconds left here. Ball was halfway in on Bob Jones' last attempt. It didn't find its way through. This one doesn't breach the goal line whatsoever. Go Turkey. Forces a miss. Finds Hums for a quick shot. He'll find the bottom right corner. And Auburn take a lead with 25 seconds left. Fish was there, but not there enough. Beautiful play by Bro Turkey, facilitating that shot from Hums. Here's some late game heroics from Auburn. Will it be answered by Bob Jones? We've seen it happen before. Auburn take a lead with kind of that much time left on the clock. And then Auburn sneaking up a little too far in the midfield. Bob Jones will punish him. Attempt from reach opens things up off the back wall, but no one was quite there to capitalize. Ball touches dirt, and Auburn take their second game of the series. Another one-goal game, I might add. But I think all of you get the gist. This one is so tight. That's our third 2-1 scoreline. The other two have been 3-2 and 4-3. But 7 shots to 8. Another instance where the losing team outshot the winning team. And Auburn, they need 3 in a row if they are going to find the comeback story complete in their favor. But still a long way to go for that. 2 games of Rocket League doesn't seem like a whole lot, but comebacks are hard to manifest. Especially against Bob Jones. Because if you didn't get it from my commentary about them throughout this series, I regard them very highly. I've gotten to call I've got 2 of their LAN wins, but I'll talk about Auburn for now. Since they're doing the opening scoring in Game 6. Vroko getting Fish and Reach, both kind of off the back wall there. They were on the goal line, but neither had the read on that ball, which just falls dead center after a bounce into their nets. Chance to get it back. Okay, Vroko. That's a little scary. Still is a little scary. Reach skies the shot, though. Maybe had a little bit too much time to take that shot. Now Auburn a chance on an open net. Hums misses it, so we're even. We'll stay at 1-0, but it felt like it should have been 1-1 and then 2-0. Such is Rocket League. That shot from Vroko gets Reach off his line without a touch. Bro Turkey could not put it in. Reach has space. And this is where Bob Jones can be so dangerous if they're not attacked immediately like that. Bro Turkey shuts it down. Nearly led to a scoring chance for the Tigers. Bob Jones, their defense, most times just as good as their offense. They're a well-rounded team. LAN victories to their name. State championships to their name. Twice a year, thereabouts, University of North Alabama hosts this event called the Main Event, featuring some, not all, Alabama high school teams, but Bob Jones has been dominant in both of those lands. I've had the pleasure of calling here, trying to beat Collegiate Alabama rosters as well. Auburn's not making it easy, though. This is so much pressure that they're laying on the back line of the Patriots at the moment. Let Bob Jones find a way out. Auburn will reset. Trying to find each other so often. The passing plays connecting a little bit. Not there, though, to dive in, but Humps had so much space there to move in as third man. To control possession. Auburn's had 75% field domination in this game. Only a goal to show for it. Again, testament to how good Bob Jones is on their back line. But you feel at some point, if you're an Auburn fan, the goal's got to start coming. With all this pressure. 7 shots. But just that one goal. That's a good win by Hums there. Couldn't follow it up with a grab of the rock. Instead, just stealing boost in the midfield. And now Fish has been bumped. That's an open net. And even though Hums didn't win that midfield challenge versus Reach there in the midfield, he sticks with the play, rotates back in through the middle of the play, takes out Fish, and sets up Bro Turkey for an open net. I think there might be a Game 7 peeking its beautiful head on over the horizon. 105 seconds left. And Auburn very close to getting us there. Jones, though, start to press. Can't win the ball there in the corner. Hopefully they stay patient here. Instead, actually, Fish to the greatest touch. He was put in a very difficult spot. Reach, a little ambitious with that touch. Instead of playing it back into the corner, that might be a little bit of the impatience that I was worried about Bob Jones feeling here at the end. Trying to play that over to Fish. Not really thinking about the consequences of what if Bro Turkey is right there, ready to read the ball, put it on target, and force a mistake out of the last man back. But Bob Jones, they almost got their first of Game 6. Put it on target, though. They've got just a minute. Score 3 goals. Have to make that 4. Vroko wasn't able to put that ball on frame. Instead, just poking it up. But that's all Auburn needs right now. This roster, Auburn Navy, they took UAH to Game 7 last week. I believe they had to win 2 straight games to do that as well. They weren't able to come up on top, but it was still an electric series from them. Great save there by Hums. That's such a difficult ball to read. But time ticking down, and Bob Jones is going to have to collect themselves. Going to have to stop all of this Auburn momentum from cascading into 3 straight game wins. That's a great challenge by Vroko, though, to get that into Bro Turkey's hands. And 4 goals to 0. This is the first game of the series that hasn't been a 1-score game. In fact, I don't think we've seen too many multi-goal leads. I think Bob Jones had one in their 3-2 win back in, I think it was Game 3. And I can't recall if Auburn had one before Game 6, but they're going to come out on top 5-0 here. Which, if they do end up dropping this series, is going to lead to, more than likely, one of my favorite series-long score lines. When the losing team has more goals scored than the winning team overall. I love when that happens. But Auburn's really in a good spot right now, finding their groove, putting up 15 shots in that game to 7 of Bob Jones here. That's back to their game 2 numbers. If you'll recall, they put up 17 shots in that game. Had about similar numbers in field domination. It was 59% here. It was a little more in that game, but that was clinical. That was clinical from Auburn. Even though Bob Jones made 7 saves in that game, Auburn still finding ways to score and get us to Game 7. 2 of the greatest words in all of competitive Rocket League. Even when it's just a show match like this, where really all that's on the line is competitive state pride. Like, no money on the line here. These players are just playing this for pride, experience, to show off their ability to ice up. Here we go. Auburn couldn't win in Game 7 last week on Friday Night Lights. Now they get their chance. And Spectral, I see the stretch. I'll do it after the game if you'll remind me. Because I'm sure you'll want to see me do it instead of just believing that I'm doing it. That's a lovely passing play, and it leads to the opening goal. Fish will put it in. I love the unselfish play here. Reach could have very easily taken that one-timer and just launched a missile at net. Vroko, maybe he gets there, maybe he doesn't. But passing it over to Fish for the opening goal, that's unselfish play. And so Bob Jones with the first goal here. Yo, Will with the subscription. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. The love you guys are showing for Friday Night Lights it puts a smile on my face. And the follows as well. The serious viewership for Game 7. This is why I do what I do. I watch plays like this. Oh, Reach runs out of boost, though. Would love to see what he could have done off the ceiling there. Now Vroko, he's got a little bit of room, but Fish does not want to see what he can do with that. Flip reset. Again, Fish demonstrating his car control and on-the-ball ability. It leads to a shot after pulling the Auburn defense apart there for a moment. But a pull shot back pass. Resetting Bob Jones. They don't have field domination numbers on their side, but they do have ball possession numbers on their side, which means they've been controlling a lot of this game, not on the offensive side, but on the defensive side as well. It's a lot of these slow burn plays where they slowly develop it from their own end. Try to catch Auburn out, which the shoe was nearly on the other foot there. Jones nearly conceding an open net, but Fish with a keen fake right there. Gets BJ out. Vroko not picking up the midfield boost, so he'll be a little low in tank funds. Actually, about 50, but he does pick up enough to rotate back post quickly. Get Auburn out. Allow Bro Turkey to move up, start playing a little aggressive, which Hums did too. Going off the side wall for that. Cutting out that Bob Jones counterattack. Things have slowed down. We're getting lulled into a false sense of security here, where someone's about to do something crazy. Maybe it's Bro Turkey. Maybe it's Hiroki. She's got a lane towards nets. And where was the last man? Hums might have been bumped out of the way right here. It was awkward on the side wall. And yeah, Fish, you got to see the end of that little bitty tag onto Hums right there on the goal line. Bob Jones is going to go up 2-0 now. I was talking about the lack of multi-goal leads in this series, but the Patriots just found themselves one. Big cut down here, though. This is a little awkward. He does well, though. Now, Bro Turkey. The center ball over to Vroko. Again, lacking in power and accuracy. That was a good look for the Auburn Tigers. Instead, you have to start again. The midfield line, Bro Turkey. Oh, if he gets that on target. Might have been a goal instead. Bob Jones once again. Unscathed in defense. Turkey over to Vroko. Over in the general direction of Hums. Needs to do a lot of work to set it up into a pass to Bro Turkey, but it's cut out by Reach. Great read right there, and Vroko, the same. Going off the back wall. Preventing a third Bob Jones goal. That would have most certainly put this series out of reach for Auburn. There is still life yet, but it is dwindling. Vroko, a hard ball off the ceiling. Turkey will move through the elbow, but the near post completely covered up, and that aggressive stance from Auburn necessary, but once they do give up a gap in their rotations, it means Bob Jones has an easy, deep clear that should waste 10, 15 seconds here. Turkey will find a double. Again, cut out. Bob Jones. They are all over these passing lanes, and that deep rotation from Turkey is going to seal a Bob Jones victory. They take it in Game 7. Auburn once again dropping a Game 7 on the Friday Night Lights stage. But GG's. What a series. And B Moore's in chat because he knows that means Bob Jones and UAH have to play each other now. Like that's gotta be a guaranteed Friday Night Lights match next week if everyone's available. I'll have to talk to the organizer about that, but we'll see what we can do. GG's though. That was a fun series. 5 one-goal games. We only saw multi-goal victories in Games 6 and 7. 2 overtimes. I mean, I don't know really what else you could ask for. Reach waking up 20 minutes before the match. Because, of course. If anything, I feel like that inflates skill level in a Rocket League game. Like a true Rocket League gamer can play on an hour of sleep, waking up 20 minutes before the match. Wow. GG. That was a lot of fun. And it's almost time for the next series. So I'm going to have to go to a break, set up the next match, because that one went all 7. Took 56 minutes. We got UTK and Kentucky coming up in just a bit. A rematch of the grand finals of the Southeastern Esports League Season 3 played on LAN. Now we get to watch it once again with some tweaks to both the rosters, both sides of the new player they're showing off this season. But I appreciate you guys playing. That was a lot of fun. And I'm sure we will see both those teams again because, you know, Alabama bias. That's how it rolls on Friday Night Lights. But, okay. I'm going BRB, and we will be back in a bit. Peace out. let's come back. Why don't we? UTK Esports versus Kentucky Esports, the next matchup on the docket. This one, in B Moore's words, not mine, but I kind of agree, is kind of the main event. So we got kind of a double main event match on the lineup tonight. As you can see right here, our matchup later on, Alabama versus UAH. That one has a prize pool thanks to UAH's performance last week. But this one, UTK and Kentucky, for those just joining, is a rematch of the Southeastern Esports League Grand Finals played on land last season. Kentucky won that one in bracket reset fashion, I might add. I don't remember the series scores, but I do remember that Foof and I were dead by the end of it, so it was a long one. But I'm just remembering I forgot to write down my notes, so forgive that real fast. But I think we can start getting into this because all the players are ready, and we're actually running behind now thanks to the incredible nature of that last series. So I'm gonna let them know to join, and we'll just get this thing started. I can talk it up while the players are on the pitch. But this is the first time we've had teams outside of the Georgia-Alabama area competing on Friday Night Lights. So it's a little monumental, kind of historic here. Obviously, the two states are Tennessee and Kentucky for the slower members of the audience. But I'm excited about this one. This is what I really intended Friday Night Lights to be. A little bit of bias towards Alabama and Georgia, just because those are my roots. It's where I am right now. But I still want to highlight a lot of Southeastern programs, because the Southeastern Esports League does such a great job of it, and I've met so many incredible people through casting for that league that I gotta highlight them too. Agonize. First of all, what's up? Second of all, I didn't do this on purpose. The team colors, that was just how I had laid it out, because I follow how the schedule is laid out in my graphic. And I loaded in the lobby, and Shaka and Joe Bro were like, we're being trolled right now. Ty was like, it's wild to put us on orange. And I was like, guys, is it worth a remake? And they said, no, it's funny. So the fact that the colors remained is on the players. I'm passing off full blame. Just a by the way. But it's Kentucky starting off the score, and the Wildcats on the orange side of the field. A little bit of contrast. Foof would be so angry right now. But he's not here. He's not here to yell at me in the booth. So, we stick with the contrasting colors here, as Kentucky has an early lead. It was Unfriable Apples, the captain, doing the scoring and almost finding a second goal there. And I teased it earlier, the different composition of these two rosters. Hermes, he is the new starter on the Volunteers roster. A little bit of a play style change for these three. And then tonight, Doofy he was unavailable, I believe, was the reasoning behind his lack of appearance on the FNL stage. So Huds is subbing in as the Wildcat sub. Yes, Reach, the VOD will be available. I will upload it probably tonight, because I'll have to, well, actually I'll have to splice it together, so that'll be a little extra time. I don't know, we'll see how much time Premiere Pro takes to export, but it should be up, at least in 360p, on YouTube by tomorrow. But I'm working all day tomorrow, so I can't guarantee processing will be done for full HD. But I got you. It'll be up on my YouTube channel. Don't worry. We've slowed down here. Little sloppy play. Everyone's making great contact with the ball. Yeah, no problem. That's what this is for. Honestly, I appreciate you guys playing and wanting to review the VODs, and that makes me excited. Really excited. But 2 minutes left to go here in game one, and Kentucky still holding on to that 1-goal lead. This was a close series the last time I watched these two squads play. And they've gotten acquainted on land as well. I think it was the Bluegrass Battle, I forget the official name for that LAN, hosted by the University of Kentucky, where they met, and then the Southeastern Esports League LAN, where they really became... rivalry sounds mean, but where they really developed a competitive rivalry. But I love the friendship between these two, and I love how close the competition is. 1-1 now. UTK going to storm back, tie us up. And that's what happens. You just hit the ball hard. Sometimes good things will happen. I'm hoping for another long one. I would love for my voice to be a horse after tonight. This might be cast 21 games. We had, let's see, we had 16 of 21 possible games last week. So 5 to make up here. The first series did its job. Went to game 7 there. This one very well could as well. But we are a long ways away from that. In fact, we're really not very close to finding a game 1 winner. Both sides getting their even share of opportunities now. Although that's a clean shot from Ty. The power slide ball from him. Unfriable Apples clears out the goal line. Gets Shaka Hermes and Jobro all concentrated on the near side corner. And then Ty with a nice shot. Alright, the team colors are not that big a deal. Come on. Have you guys ever heard of contrast? That's a whole basic principle behind fashion and art. Anyway, 10 seconds left here. Kentucky having claimed the lead very late. We're gonna need to see something crazy here from UTK, or else they're dropping it. Shaka doing a lot of work in the corner. So HUD should be able to shut this down. It's control of the side wall, though. Shaka takes it away. So maybe there is something brewing here at the end of game 1. Reese is up off the ceiling, though. Too strong a touch, and there is the end of game 1. Kentucky holds on. But again, so close. These 1-goal games, a staple, apparently, of tonight's broadcast. And I don't know if you guys got to see that before I switched the scenes, but 7 shots apiece for both sides. Field domination about 50-50. Ball possession the same. Boost a little in favor of Kentucky. But for the most part, a tight game 1. And I mean, it showed. Like, Kentucky didn't take the lead there. And, well, they took the lead to begin with, but they didn't take their game-winning lead until the very end of that game 1. But lots more Rocket League to be seen. As we see, kind of a double kickoff right there. Won by UTK. I'm sure wanted to get on the board first, and their request will be answered by Jobro. He scored the first of this series for him, and he'll score the second. And it's kind of the same situation as we saw the second goal for Kentucky in that last game. Everyone's clumped up on that near side. And a great 50-50 taken by Jobro. Puts UTK up in front. Just looking to respond, though. Set up possession and a shot from Unfriable Apples. The captain going to work. Ty gets the win over Jobro, and Shotgun Hermes, they just kind of got tripped up over one another, figuratively speaking, because they didn't actually bump into each other, but someone's got to go up for that ball. You can't give Apples that much room to work with, because that was a dot. Just underneath the crossbar. Beautiful work from him. So, 1-1 again. The order of scoring was flipped, but the results the same. Kentucky trying to get themselves back out in front. Oh, Jobro delaying his jump right there. That allows Ty to go overhead. And UTK to find the half clear. They're still going to have to battle through the midfield, and Jobro. Oh, that was a hallmark of how this team played when they got that runner-up finish at the SEL Grand Finals land. Just physical, in-your-face Rocket League. And Jobro was at the forefront of that play style. Right there, it got UTK out, but not really able to find much with that possession. So, upon retreats, Kentucky still exerting themselves, cutting off potential escape routes, forcing UTK to really go the long way with these clears. It's not just straight up your gut counterattacks here because of the cuts in rotation back from the Wildcats. They're trying to attack UTK whenever possible. And they're attacking the net. It was saved away. That one saved by the woodwork. Jobro will do the clearing, but just a little bit off for the Wildcats. A little awkward for Unfriable Apples, but he contains the play nicely. That's a goal touch at the end there, but no harm done. Ty finds a clear. Huds a pass, perhaps. He really went for it. So, UTK will get themselves away. Still a low-scoring affair. Demo and bump heavy, though. Jobro's got 24 bumps this game. He's used the most boost on the pitch. The most on UTK by a long shot. He's got 1,300 units of boost used. No one else has 1,000 on UTK. But all of Kentucky have 1,200 something units of boost used. They're within 10 units of each other, which is insane. But they're such a cohesive unit. I mean, that is a full team play. Getting themselves in the lead once again. Ty, the recipient of the score, but that assist by Unfriable Apples, just as important a component to that play. Oh, UTK. Ooh, a little awkward there. The Wildcats couldn't quite punish, but they will claim possession as a result. And that has been how this game has gone so far. Heavy Kentucky pressure plays. We've got about 70% field domination and only the 1-goal lead, but UTK's only got 3 shots to show for this game, which is half of what Kentucky's putting on. Make it less than half now with Ty peppering the net. Huds will get a shot to his name, but UTK somehow get out again. The post and the crossbar doing a lot of defensive work for the Volunteers. But as long as Kentucky's put it on pressure, they'll maintain their lead. Unless they overextend and get caught out overhead, but that has yet to happen here. And now Ty's got room to work. A flip reset. It's a quick one. Shaka reads it. Double demo on the goal line. Huds and Hermes, the 2 new thirds, combining for a massive explosion. The back of the UTK end. But Kentucky, not the benefiters of that play. Instead, playing backline defense for a moment. Will they get out? UTK going to have to start again with 20 seconds left. Coming on the goal line, not going to help. They need something here. Some kind of heroic play. That might be it. Jobro, a backflip into the shot on. And there's the heroic play. Unfriable Apples and Huds helping out a little bit. But Hermes, he shot it right at a defender. But Jobro happened to be in the shooting lane. And he redirects it on target. Wow. 0 seconds. We'll see what can happen now. Shaka's going to keep the play up, so maybe we do see something nutty happen. Ty's tangled up with Hermes, but ball finally does touch dirt. 2-2 in game 2, heading into OT. And Hermes looking for the win, but playoff kickoff gets back in time. Now Huds, what can he do here? Oh, touch that stays on the ground, but that doesn't matter. Huds just barrels through. I think that was Shaka there on the goal line. Wow, that was, I mean, not a good first touch, but Huds more than makes up for it with that 50-50. And the substitute turning hero. GG's in game 2. Kentucky now up 2-0 in the series. And I mean, 11 shots. You put up those kinds of numbers, and you better be winning games. They find a way through. It wasn't overtime. UCK somehow staying afloat. I mean, it was scrappy on their defensive end. They needed a lot of help from inaccuracies from the Wildcats. But they got there. They got to overtime. Just couldn't quite put the game over the finish line. So, a 2-0 series lead for the Wildcats. Now we see what this new form UTK roster's made of. A team that they went toe-to-toe with on LAN just about 5 months ago. Actually, 5 months to the day. Here. Despite changes on both sides. One permanent for now, one just a substitution tonight. Kentucky still finding themselves on top of this matchup. But the games have been close. Just a +2 goal differential through the first 2 games for Kentucky, winning both of them by 1. UTK's defense kept them in it. Now, somewhat open net. Double commit from the Wildcat should open up maybe a lane to shoot. Hermes takes it. Ty recovers. Now Jobro not reading that ball clean off the side wall. As well as the corner wall. And so Kentucky find themselves an out. And a pre-jumping Ty. Trying to extend that play from a little bit of a baton handoff from a friable Apples to Ty. Quite work out, so a save is needed by Apples, but he gets out. It's a second try for the Wildcats. Now it's going back and forth. Strong clear after strong clear. Neither defenses relenting. Jobro dodging the bump. Ty not so fortunate. That is what this game has turned into a lot of. Making sure your head's on a swivel. Knowing where your opponent is. Both sides can play the aggressive bump and demo heavy style of Rocket League very well. So far though, that has not resulted in much extended pressure from either side. Which makes sense. You know, you got to overextend a little bit to find bumps and demos, use extra boost to get that. Staying at the speed necessary to blow up your opponent. Right now, 0-0. Ty, the one overextending here, looking for a triple demo. Jobro was the next on his list, but survives the night. And then there were 3. CTK respawns. I thought there was going to be someone there on the far side to put that in. Not quite, though. This is unbelievable. Combined 8 goals in the first 2 games. Now 0 in the 3rd game. Could be 1 here. Huds across the box. Jobro cuts out that pass. Shaka's going to lose his life for a moment. All right. Everyone take a breath. Never mind. It must be the water bottle. I pick it up to take a drink, and Jobro breaks the deadlock. Unfriable Apples A miscue again from that area of the pitch. It was the end of game 2. From that vicinity where he hits the ball backwards, it leads to a mistake in an overtime game. And there, giving Joe Bro a chance to put UTK up, and he takes it. He's gonna slam that ball off the side wall. 2 jump for UTK. Kentucky playing their cards close to their chest. Not quite going all in there. Waiting for the opportune moment to strike. That nearly it. Hugs had to go himself. Still nothing for the Wildcats. 2 goals in game 1, 3 in the second. But here, held to 0 through 4.5. UTK looks closer to scoring there. UK has in a while. This has been such a back and forth. Not in the sense of scoring, but possession. No one's able to quite hang on to it. Just waiting for the other shoe to drop here. Waiting for Kentucky to find life late. Do they have life on the doorstep of the death of game 3? No, they do not. Kentucky down for the first time in this one. UTK taking a 1-0 victory. Those are tough to pull out. 9 shots to 5 right there. I believe that was. Might have been 7. I gotta stop readying up so fast. Either way, another close one. 3 straight 1-goal affairs. And 1-0s. They're intense. No different. UTK finally on the board. After our first 1-0 game of the night. Had a couple of them last week. But the beautiful thing about this level of Rocket League is the 1-0s are well interspersed by large bursts of offense. I mean, a 5-0 in the last series, a 4-3, 3-2 in this one, in the previous. Keeps you on your toes. This GC3 low SSL level. One of my favorites. By far to cap. I think this is my favorite level of Rocket League to cast. Just the right level of sloppiness, but also the crisp plays that you see sometimes. Incredible mechanics mixed in with complete buffoonery. That's great. There's a big moment. Unfriable Apples allowed to send a haymaker towards the UTK net. But again, saves made. No clear found though, Shaka. A miscue there on the side wall. Kentucky setting themselves up. We saw a lot of that in the first couple of games from Kentucky. Those pressure plays where they would just stick in the UTK end in the previous game, but UTK found a clear just now. Almost turned it into the opening goal again. Still though, the woodwork bug still plagues us. Both sides slamming shots off the crossbar, off the post. It doesn't really matter. Bar down and out, post and out. Leaving a lot of goals on the table. But another low-scoring game. Both sides have really settled in. Ty's trying to plunge this game into chaos, but another shot off the crossbar. Hermes will help keep it out. My word. Scoring is at a premium at the moment. It is an economic recession of Rocket League proportions. Everyone saving their pennies here. Making sure they don't spend too much on the offensive side. Go bankrupt. Gotta make sure you have a little bit of savings spent up when you're rotating back into your defensive side. I like that analogy. I'm going to have to steal that for some of my other broadcasts. The ones that aren't people pretty much used to my my ramblings when I am solo casting on my own stream. I'm just solo casting long series without much scoring. That's when things can get a little strange on the MrBepic's broadcast. I'm just waiting for something to happen. This matchup was so explosive back in April. Now it is settled down, which I like the contrast. I enjoy switching things up a little bit, but it is unexpected. Jobo can break things open, but Signs just have such a good read of where the other one is trying to go. And even though we see players sweeping the line, a lot of these pump and demo plays are being snuffed out, evaded. And double commits like that, unpunished. Maybe. Well, until then, perhaps, we'll never know. Jobro unfortunately getting a toe on that shot. That allows Ty an opportunity here. Shaka's up. Hermes, his service is required on the goal line. But he finds a save. Everyone get involved on the goal line. Both sides. 4 saves for Kentucky. Hermes has a savior medal. And UTK, 5 of them. Unfriable apples. And I switched the names there. My own buffoonery. Switching the colors of the scoreboard. Catching me off guard right there. But you guys know what I meant. You know who the players play for. You know Unfriable Apples is trying to win this for the Wildcats. A double from Ty counts as a shot. Gives UK maybe one last gasp here. No. Overtime. 0-0 overtime. There's no telling who's going to take this game. How long the deadlock's going to last. I mean, we've survived the first 15 seconds of the kickoff. Didn't have anything there. Jobro's awkward. Oh, that's an open net. Jobro must have been low on boost here, not going up for that. But Shaka trying to get it out. Apple just puts it back. And I think Jobro just crept up a little bit. Hermes tried to recover it, but couldn't quite get the read on the play. Just a little slow. And so, Kentucky take a 3-1 series lead here. That's our second 3-1 lead of the night. If you'll recall, Bob Jones went 3 up over Auburn earlier. And that one went to Game 7. So, perhaps this one not quite over yet. But it is a grind getting through this one. Low shooting numbers, 6 apiece in that game. Just 1 goal in the previous game, 2 in the last 2 games. We have ground to a halt here. That's all right. These are the series where you see who can get creative, whose mid-series adjustments are the better between the two sides. Who can say, all right, this isn't working. All right, we got to not hit the crossbar and adjust that. UTK's got to do it before Kentucky does, that's for sure. Because the Wildcats, even in these low-scoring games, they have the benefit of that early series burst. The start that found themselves up 2-0 in the series. And the early onus. Being in front, being the de facto favorites. Well, UTK bite back a little bit in Game 3. But in Game 4, a similar style. They found a way through, kind of like Jobro did there. Oh, you're kidding. Jobro just gets the scrappiest goals. He's bumped by HUDs there, but it's not enough to throw him off completely. He gets back into it with his boost, and then dunks whoever that was on the goal line of Kentucky. Ah. The captain of UTK stepping up big time in this series. He's done a lot of the scoring. Let's see if my stats tool has decided to get back on my side and tell me exactly how many goals Joe Burrow has scored. Well, Huds will add 1 to his name. That'll make it 1-1. And a double commit is what caused that. Open net. I was looking away. That's Unfriable Apples that gets it over to Huds. I think that was going in, but, you know. Goal secure. There by Huds. Joe Burrow's had 4 goals. And that is all of UTK's scoring in this series. So, there you go. Actually, that should be 5 now. As he scored here, and that my tool wasn't counting this game just yet. So, Joe Burrow's 5 for 13 here. Trying to propel this team to victory. Get them on the comeback trail. It has been a team effort. It's not just Joe Burrow here. It's Hermes, who's been blown up in that play. It's been Shaka as well. Kentucky spreading the love just a little bit more. Everyone's scored. And Huds now, he's got 3 goals across the series. Ty's got himself a series-long hat trick as well. And Unfriable Apples, you know, just 2. But spreading the love. Kentucky taking the lead here in Game 5. And we're back to our regularly scheduled high-scoring program. High-ish scoring. 3 goals in the first half. I think that's riding the line of a high-scoring, average-scoring game. Kentucky's trying to add on to it. I mean, 66% field domination. Maybe a third here. Apple's flying in. He'll pre-jump that one. And it looks like Kentucky not interested in having me go all 21 games tonight. 3-1. They've got themselves insurance with 2:17 left on the clock. They're still going. I mean, Apples is a flip reset here. UTK is so far back right now. And he was kind of just allowed to do whatever he wanted in getting the ball to the back wall. There's a doink by Joe Burrow. Bails out. Trying to make things weird for the Wildcats, but they read it. 50 across the pitch. Gives Kentucky more time spent in the offensive half. Joe Burrow, that one off the back wall. There's no finisher. Shaka cuts out that stretch pass. UTK. They could use something ASAP. Instead, Apple is just playing with his food, setting up Huds for a nice shot. Hermes, though, a better read. TK looking for a clear. Hermes isn't going to creep up. Not wanting to get too aggressive. It's good patience. He is one of the older members on this UTK roster. Been around the program a while. See, they need something now. They need some hustle. Shaka could be the one to provide it. A couple of touches there off the ceiling, but Tribal Apples again. The defensive reads from Kentucky have been so good. Even when UTK try to get weird, try to throw a wrench into the defensive rotations of the Wildcats, it doesn't matter. Kentucky's back line stays home. Shaka's beaten by the ball. That'll waste more time. Huds finds a clear. Oh, this is looking even more imminent. A Kentucky Wildcat victory on the Friday Night Lights stage. That clear. Not going to happen. Actually, Hermes dunking UTK right back into the thick of things. the newest member of this starting roster, Ish, getting UTK back within one with 7 seconds left, and this series is not done yet. We'll see what the Vols can do late now. Dobro, he's got boost. He's got some space. He's got a teammate below him. But Unfriable Apples cuts out the pass. Shaka's beaten. Oh, and he takes the ball away from Hermes. There could have been something there on 0 seconds after the initial try, but it wasn't to be. Kentucky 4-1 over UTK. And in a competitive setting that I know of, that is their 4th straight series win over Tennessee. GG's. 3-2. Every single game was a 1-goal game. It has been an entertaining night of Rocket League here at Friday Night Lights. Too easy, I suppose. All 1-goal games. Kentucky finding ways to win. The only game they lost was that 1-0 game. The Wildcats scoring in every single game other than that one. GG's. That was close. And it gets us back on schedule. So maybe that's what we needed for the second series. But GG's to both sides. I appreciate them playing. This was a matchup I was very excited about. I'm excited about all the matchups tonight for various reasons. But I appreciate them playing. They'll get to take the SEL stage coming up soon. So make sure you are following the Southeastern Esports League, where you'll get to see Tennessee, Kentucky, Auburn, UAH, and Alabama, all 5 teams, all 5 collegiate teams playing in that league as well, where I'll be casting, so, I'll be there too. Appreciate it, Apples. Thanks for playing. Thanks for putting on a show for me. That was fun to watch. And that means we got one last series coming up in a bit. Let me see how quickly I can get up the matchup for the next series. Here we go. UA versus UAH. Chan, Gray, and Solution versus B-More, Camille, and Josh. That'll be a fun one. I'm excited to watch UA. It's their first time playing on Friday Night Lights. UAH's second time. So that'll be coming up in just a little bit. Thank you, Ty. Appreciate it, guys. HUD's great work subbing in. You wouldn't even know that you were a substitute just by watching that series. Slotted in there perfectly. So well done. I'm sure I will see you guys all again on the SEL stage, and then in playoffs and on LAN. Well, that's a ways away, but I'm sure I will see you guys there. Until then, you will get Friday Night Lights invites to show up again. I'm going to take a break, though. Probably a bit of a longer one, 10-15 minutes, as I need to refill my water bottle from all the hydrating I've been doing. And then we got our final series on the night. Prize pool for this one is $45, thanks to subscriptions and donations and all of that on last week's broadcast. So we were going to have 2 prize pool matches tonight, but the 2 teams that won in week 1 of Friday Night Lights weren't able to play this week. So UGA and Georgia State will play for a prize pool next Friday or whenever they're available. Appreciate the follow, guys. Thank you. But one last series. I'm going to go rest because it's been nonstop tonight. So many 1-goal games, so many close series. So I'm going to go take a breather. But enjoy the synthwave, as I'll be back with Friday Night Lights 2 and... Oh, okay, well, hold on. I was doing the outro, and then Unfriable Apples subscribing. Dude, thank you. I appreciate it, Apples. Using the Prime sub for little old me. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Hopefully you guys will tune in next week as well. I've got the schedule pretty much set in stone. Set in stone with who I'm going to invite first. But if you guys are available, you are always welcome back. Friday Night Lights. But I'm taking that break. No one else do anything crazy, all right? Enjoy the synthwave.
right. It's rather risky. It's rather risky. Ooh, I'm sailing. When I'm a loser or I'm falling to the seas, 'cause I can row the boat. I'm calling you for help, but you won't come. You won't come. Let's just buy a submarine and go rolling on the water cruise to the moon party. Really sacrifice a few for a safe ride home. Are you safe on your own? Did you swim all the way on your own where the water's so tough? Would it be too ashamed to admit that I am the one to save you from drowning? Far, far away, there's no way we can make it. I'll never take it since you said a rhyming necessity. We can never make it this way. I'm never ready as long as you close your mind away. And so all I ask, did you swim all the way on your own when the water's so tough? Would it be too ashamed to admit that I am the one to save you from drowning? You're on fire tonight. You're on fire tonight. You're on fire tonight. Turn up the light and shine brighter. Did you swim all the way on your own where the water's so tough? Would it be too ashamed to admit that I am the one to save you from drowning?
back for the final matchup of Friday Night Lights 2, which has been another smashing success, I would say. It's been a great night. We got our Game 7 out of the way early on, so if this is a sweep, then apparently we've got a pattern developing where we have 2, 4, or 5 game series and then a Game 7 at some point in the night. But I'm hoping that that's not the case, because I would love for this one to go as long as possible. So we got 2 really good teams in the state of Alabama. We have the University of Alabama and the University of Alabama in Huntsville. Both of their A teams taking the pitch for our final best of 7 of the evening. And thanks to subscriptions and donations made during last week's broadcast, there's $45 on the line, which, you know, it's not a ton of money to put on the line, but I am so happy that we have a prize pool in the second ever stream of Friday Night Lights. That's not something I expected for a long time, so I'm very excited to have our first money match of Friday Night Lights, and hopefully we'll have one next week. The money is there. We're just waiting on the teams to be available for next week. So we're getting this one started as soon as everyone's in the lobby. But best of 7 between UAH and UA. Both sides new looks to their roster for this season. Chan and Solution, both longtime members of Alabama Crimson. Solution actually the 4th man technically on the roster. Trizen is typically the 3rd, at least that's what they signed up with. So you're gonna see. No, Trizen's actually not on there. So I knew that Solution was playing instead of Trizen today. I knew that. But regardless, Gray is the new addition, and this is another reason I'm so excited to watch Alabama play this series, because Gray used to be a player for Auburn, which is insane, switching from Auburn to Alabama, I think. But I like Gray, so I'm gonna assume he had his reasons. But he won a LAN with Auburn, big part of Auburn Orange for a while. I think he had some stints with Auburn Navy as well. Great player, and I think he'll fit in well with Alabama. This Chan and Solution, very good players as well. And, I mean, it's been UAH, Alabama, and Auburn pretty much at the top of Collegiate, Alabama esports, or Rocket League at least. That's the extent of my Collegiate esports knowledge for a long time. It's been these 3 teams battling. So, we get to see UAH, who's B-More, Camille, and Josh, who we saw last week, beat Auburn in Game 7. We get to see them now take on Auburn's direct rival in Alabama. And the winner of this, I mean, we kind of got a weird, convoluted bracket going on between what I would figure is the top 4 teams, top 4 Rocket League teams in the state of Alabama, with Bob Jones, Auburn, UAH, and Alabama. And Auburn's lost to Bob Jones and UAH. And on Sunday, actually, on my Twitch channel, Auburn will be playing Alabama, A team versus A team. And so Auburn will have played the 3 top teams in Alabama. Well, hopefully Auburn can avoid the Game 7 loss there. But we'll see what happens on Sunday. Here, though, UAH Blue and Alabama taking each other on. And I figured whoever wins, UAH Blue has got to play Bob Jones, with Josh talking as much smack as he has been in the Alabama Esports Association Discord. So I figure we will see that matchup on stream at some point. And then at that point, I mean, Bob Jones and Alabama will have to play just to complete the round robin, see how it all shakes out. I'll have to make a tweet about that or something. That's kind of cool. You don't get that very often. And I mean, it's not official competitive play, but like, it's the closest thing we got to organized competitive play outside of the occasional UNA LAN. So I'm happy to provide that. And that's kind of what, in my the logo down there, and the ALEL, out of date. We rebranded, which is kind of funny to say about something that that just started, but the Alabama Esports League is now the Alabama Esports Association, thanks to a previous venture of my now partner in it, Freddie. So he and I are starting a little platform for Alabama Esports, and it's kind of starting with Friday Night Lights. So without further ado, that's a pretty good segue. Let's tell the players to join, and let's kick off a matchup between two of the best teams in the state of Alabama, which also happens to include one of the worst engine noises in the entire game that B-More is still rocking. I forgot that I made up in my mind that I was going to ban him from all future competitive play that I'm a part of. He's using that stupid mouth noises engine sound. It just messes with my ears every time I hear it. But I do like B-More as a person, so I suppose I'm not going to be too mean about it. Either way, on the blue side, UAH Blue, I made up my previous transgressions of the UTK and Kentucky series, and I put the teams on the color sides that really correspond to their actual colors. So you're welcome. You're welcome. He's getting bumped around there on the goal line. He return the favor, and Josh turns it into a pinch. B-More's going to extend it. Camille, I hope he scores on this, just because I want that kind of play to turn into a goal, but Alabama's too good on the defensive end to let that get through. What a play by Josh, though, to clear the zone with a creative pinch away from the UAH side. Now Gray trying to fake Camille. Kind of got him, but Josh was not as into that play working out as Gray was. And I love the support for Gray in Twitch chat as well. Malopo and Bro Turkey cheering him on. It's nice to see. But it's Solution scoring the first goal of this one. An extra touch to get the ball past Camille. Expertly played there by Solution. And there's the first goal. Game 1. Appreciate the follows, guys. All the love means a lot. This is a little pet project of mine I cooked up over the summer. To see it finally coming to fruition with a pretty good degree of success, thanks to all of you watching and following and some subscribing as well. It's awesome. What a save by Camille. That was a wicked shot by Gray, but Camille finding the block and now setting up UAH for a transition score. That just looked too easy. Well, not the save. The save looked very difficult to pull off. I'm impressed that Camille did it. But that was clean. The stop by Josh right there to get the ball into B-More's hands, and well, the rest is history. Clanger getting us level as the Chargers storm that UA side. Although I'm sure they'll have something to say about it. They can't quite escape their zone. Chan, what can he do? Gets it past Camille, has a teammate, and this is the opportunity they're looking for. Josh wasn't back there. It's a sure goal, but that's why you got 3 defenders in 3v3 Rocket League. UAH took their sweet time getting that 3rd defender back that time around. It's Alabama. Maybe they can set up some possession like we saw a lot of out of them in the early stages, or maybe they can just score. It's Gray. Former Auburn Tiger. Still rocking some of that skill that comes with that kind of title. But now a member of the Crimson Tide and increasing their score to 2 here in game 1. Just a clean transition. Got 2 to jump from UAH. That meant no one back for the shot. Two to 1. UAH losing their status as a tie ball game. Alabama off to the races, doing such a good job getting past the first man of UAH, trying to cut down these counterattacks. And it's turning into goals. Solution putting it in this time, his 2nd of the game. Gray beats B-More. Gets that 2nd touch to throw off Josh, and Solution just Forces it off of Josh's front bumper. That's clean. Alabama out challenging the Chargers at the moment. He gets them up by 2. Yo, Midnight Sloths. I appreciate the raid, guys. How was the stream? Boosted, I know, I'm sorry. I booked the wrong one. And this is the only computer that allows me into File Explorer, so... Gray's scoring, and UA allowing me to talk to chat. They are going off right now. And unfortunately, OBS is blue screen now. Okay, everything is, just bear with me for 1 second. OBS is not having a good night tonight. Stream goes down earlier, thanks to OBS's shenanigans. And now it just stopped my recording. Now hopefully it'll come back. Distance from Twitch chat here. Because OBS is freaking out on me again. Fortunately, it's a blowout game for Alabama. Space Captain, you might get your wish. If things continue like this, UAH will bite back, I'm sure, in game 2, but they're gonna have to find some answers. That's what Alabama's been doing. Okay. We're back. OBS is still having some issues. So, you didn't miss anything, I promise. Alabama, I think they won 5-1 in the last game. Yeah, it was a blowout. Fortunately, it wasn't like earlier where we had the tech difficulty, stream goes down, and then Bob Jones hits a clanger in overtime to win it, go up 3-1 in the series. Just game 1. And it was a blowout. Alabama just continued running away with that thing. So, we're back. Hopefully, stream quality is good. I appreciate you all sticking around. And fortunately, I think the only thing that'll really be affected is the recording, which, you know, really only the players are going to end up watching at the end of this thing. So, we move into game 2. And thank you, Camille, for moving us on out of the blowout, tech difficulty ridden game number 1 with a goal. 40 seconds in, just a nice read. Catches Alabama off. He just happens to be in the right place at the right time. And that is what it is all about. So UAH will break the rut they found themselves in at the end of the first game. Now it's Alabama's turn. Get themselves out of something. Solution stealing boost, circles back, pumps the ball out to Gray, but he's forced to play the ball off to the side where Beemore, he's waiting. The captain finding it clear, putting it center. Just overall, being a nuisance here to Alabama. He's back to controlling the play, and Chan's going to shut this one down a little bit more effectively than the last time. But 90 seconds, come and gone, and the scoring spree that the Crimson Tide were on in the previous game seems to have slowed down. Some answers found by the Chargers. Opportunity to make it 2-0, but Solution recovering from a bump in his own net to get the save and get him out of dodge for the moment. Into a scoring position. That's on target. Gray What a read there from the near side. I would love to watch this one again. Beemore's up. Just hoping to be in the way of that shot from Gray. But we are most certainly back now. 1-1. UAH, their turn to answer. Drop down ball from Camille. Not going to find much, but this is the intensity that I was hoping for a matchup between these two sides. Back and forth, everyone missing. Lots of bumps, just pure chaos. I mean, 45 bucks on the line. I'm trying to treat all the players of the winning team to a nice victory dinner on this fine Friday night. Maybe a post-football dinner tomorrow after their respective colleges play. Actually, I don't know if UAH is a football team, so never mind about that. Whatever they're doing tomorrow. That would be the celebratory dinner. But Alabama, I figure, will win tomorrow. And now, whoever does win, it's a nice dinner for their competitive spirit in Friday Night Lights. Alabama, the favorites here. They've got a lead in game 2, a lead in the series. We haven't seen many teams come back from going down 0-2 in Friday Night Lights. UAH, they're the team to do it, though. If they were to go down 0-2 here, but they're still fighting for the second game. Gray's trying to do his best to take it away. Actually double committing there with Solution. That puts Shannon in an awkward spot, but he does well. Josh's shot sent right at the captain of UA. No football, but he got volleyball on the schedule. Good. I know UAH used to have a pretty solid hockey team as well back in the day. I did some hockey calling for Auburn a little while back, and I got all kinds of lore about the UAH hockey history. But they're pretty good at Rocket League too, I'd say. Tying us up now. UA tangled up at the midfield line. Beemore cutting through Solution, allowing Camille the finishing touch on that tying play. Now a double commit on the Chargers side. Could, well, it might have been a punishable moment for the Crimson Tide. Let Chan come up empty-handed there at the midfield mark. It really does feel like a switch has flipped. As UAH now winning the field domination game. Winning the boost game. Just not winning the game just yet. Josh is trying to change that, getting the ball over to Camille. His shot just short. The rebound opportunity from Josh, though, not taken. I don't think he was expecting that miss. The misread at the very least from the Alabama defender right there. So an opportunity there, not taken. So Alabama, they could still yet jump out in front late here. We're trying to change that fact. UAH pressed up aggressively right there. They really do want this win, but Gray's just dusted Beemore. Fortunately for UAH, Josh is on the back wall. Ball's taken away by Gray. The attempt at a spike by UAH unsuccessful. Not much better. Had some help from the UA player there on the side wall, though. Now Solution. Looking for a game winner. Not a demo. That could cause a little bit of chaos now. Gray's coming off the ceiling as well, but chaos not really found. Just a clear for UAH. This is our 4th overtime tonight. Lots more than last week. All these one-goal games. I'm glad to see this series turning into a one-goal game type of series. That ball just falls in. What happened? Beemore up aggressively as third man. Didn't get up there in time. Oh, Solution just barely poking the ball over his opponent's head. And that is Alabama 2-0 up in the series. It wasn't a blowout this time, but it didn't need to be. They got the win. 8 shots, 50-50 ball possession. And Alabama in a good spot here to take home the prize money. And here I was, coming into this series, thinking that UAH was the best Rocket League team in Alabama. And now there are some serious competitors for that title. I mean, Auburn Navy taking UAH to Game 7. Bob Jones taking Auburn to Game 7. Auburn losing both of those. And now Alabama just coming in and dusting UAH. It's going to make... So I haven't... All right, well, I'll announce this in a second, but Josh scoring again. UAH finding first blood for the second game in a row. Maybe third, actually. That's true, Keaton. I haven't seen you take the pitch. Maybe whoever you play for, that they automatically become elevated to the best team in Alabama. Like you hop on for Auburn White, still best team in Alabama. That's the way it goes with you, Keaton. I know it. Just waiting for that substitution to elevate Navy. But until then, we do have to work with what we see on the field. And that's UAH trying to get a game here. Alabama's just finding a way through them. This is a big opening. Bmore versus Chan. Hard touch, but met by a soft one from Chan. It's not controlled, though. And so Camille allowed his second goal for UAH. Chan just kind of spun out in the air right there. It looked like a helicopter after one of the rotors goes down. Camille's all for that. 2-0. UAH. Scoreline they've not yet seen. Now it's Alabama's turn. Their moment in offense. Solution. A little bit of a hezzy there in the corner. Not enough to throw off UAH completely. Oh, Gray going for boost over ball. Josh is going to make him pay with a clear. That really could have easily been a goal. Instead, Bam off the back wall. Josh there again. A thorn in the side of the Crimson Tide. Looking for their first to Game 3. Everyone knows the adage. Going down 0-3 in a best of 7. Reverse sweeps, they really don't happen. I think Auburn almost did it last week. Memory serves. I am awful at remembering results like that. All the Rocket League I've casted, it all just kind of blends together at this point. But if memory serves, they couldn't do it though. So still a tough task. Alabama, I'm sure they know that. That's why they're fighting hard for this Game 3 win. That goal from Chan gonna cut the UAH lead in half. Make it a little bit shorter of a lead for them to stand on. No Gray over Bmore. Not really through Josh though. Bmore just gonna pop that ball deep into the Crimson Tide territory. UAH is doing a decent job of shutting down these aerial plays of Alabama right now. But Chan is the support player here, hopping up and scoring. He's the last man back. He just had the perfect amount of room to shoot right there. Nails his mark. And okay. 2-2. Alabama taking over right now. They came back from a pair of one-goal deficits in the last game, I believe. Wow. A 2-goal deficit erased. There's still 2 minutes left. UAH can still very much find their bearings. But Josh has just nearly owned gold. That would have been a heck of a shot if it finds its way in, and it still might. as the extension of that shot is chaos on the UAH side, and Alabama will thrive in that chaos, but that was dangerous. Does eventually have to start playing some defense as UAH forces them back, but they do well to find an immediate clear and add on to the already one-sided field domination numbers. About 70% in favor of Alabama. Gray could have just taken the lead with one more percentage point, one more degree on his open net shot. That one might set up a goal. No, Josh recovers. Camille's been bumped. Chan beats B-More. How aggressive is Alabama feeling right now? Solution had turned. They didn't put a shot on. Instead, realizing where his two teammates were, just getting more possession instead of an immediate chance to score the go-ahead goal. Solution over to Gray. Another jumps it a little bit, and that allows Camille a clear. It is stopped at the midfield line by Chan. Cut out by B-More. Another one-goal game. Another overtime. Looking imminent. Saw one in game 2. Alabama coming out the better. The two sides with that one. But here UAH trying to say something about some late-game heroics. Unless Solution take all those thoughts, throw them out the window. It is Solution that ends up capping the playoff with a go-ahead goal. Gray hopped in and helped out a little bit, putting B-More in an awkward spot. He found the initial save, but that wasn't enough. Solution's there on cleanup duty. And oh dear, UAH down again. He'll play the ball off the corner. That's a miss from Solution, but now he's down the field for a stretch pass. Couldn't get it center, though. UAH will be allowed to keep it up. Josh collects. Flicks over towards B-More. He's going to backflip, pop it towards Josh, but that play's snuffed out. UAH once again starting from their back line, and that is too tall an order for the Chargers. 3-0. Alabama leads. I did it off the back of 11 shots to 4 right there. I mean, this is some domination out of Alabama. Not outright scoreboard domination, but they are really doing a good job of, I think, out-qualitying UAH is how I would put it. Because UAH, they're finding some decent looks, but Alabama, when they are allowed to set up possession, it feels like every shot is a missile that's forcing UAH to play difficult defense. And they're well-placed missiles, too, right into the gut. Alabama's looking good this season. Really good. And, I mean, this gets the unbiased side of me. You know, I'm an Auburn guy. I'm in the Auburn game room. So, you know, I don't typically cheer for Alabama in most things. But I will give them the respect they deserve right now. They are crushing UAH-ish. It's not outright. Game 1 was outright crushing. I'll give them that. And Game 3, they had the possession game definitely on their side. But winning these one-goal games that Game 2 and Game 3 turned into. And once the SEL does kick off, Alabama is putting forward some quality opponents. Here we go. Game 4. Alabama looking to sweep. UAH trying to start the reverse. It's certainly possible. UAH, they've got quality players making quality plays like B-More. Oh, let's watch that again. Faking Chan, getting the second touch over Solution, and then finishing off the bar down play. Oh my. That's the kind of captain you want on your team. Player that can do that. Speaking of which, Captain Chan trying to answer back. Show off what he can do. Now B-More's allowed another opportunity to show off his individual abilities. He's blown up by Gray. Losing car privileges for a moment, but he rejoins the fray. And that pass is completely cut out by Chan. It's not flashy, but it's still a critical play. Just jumps up and cuts off that attempted sidewall pass. That's just not going to work with Chan as speedy as he is. No solution. Trying to get over Camille. Not going to work. Actually, Chan, a little strange positioning there in defense. But no harm done. We'll have to defend against a three-man attack of UAH, and that is tough to do. Great win by B-More on the 1 versus 2 50-50, and then hangs around, allowing Josh to present that vision of a full three-man passing play. Started by Camille there, and ended with B-More slamming that shot home. 2-1, UAH again, out in front in a game here. And the difficulty for them has not been finding lead. It's been maintaining them. As Alabama, they go down, they'll lose the possession game early on, and then just find a second win. UAH do look reinvigorated. The shots they're putting on, the passing plays they're putting together. Tough to defend. Yes, B-More sweeping the line right there, making things tougher to defend. That net somewhat open. Chan was on the back wall. Find the save. Not many clears coming out of that Crimson Tide camp. That one will be one, though. Josh, take it away. Smoke screening Camille. B-More having to play that ball off to the side. UAH, good defense. Passing play off the ceiling. In comes B-More for the shot on an undefended net. And Alabama just lost all their structure. Chan's rotating back. Gray turning away from the post to go up for that ball. And Solution playing underneath it. Just a loss of structure. And that gives UAH 2-goal lead again. But I will not be counting Alabama out. Oh, Camille, great bump dodge. All right, maybe not so great. You got to touch the ball to make those bump dodges effective. But at the very least, UAH had a player back to make sure Alabama didn't find their second here. Still, Gray's got 100 boost now, and teammates in tow. B-More, that's how you do it. Dodge the bump and get the touch. UAH has been on a different level here. They finally upgraded, I feel. Just a bit more purpose behind their touches. They seem more locked in. They're catching UA out in plays like that. Gray, not going to concede, but not a look you want to be showing off here. Sure, you do have the 3-game buffer, but just plays like that where there's no one left on the Alabama goal line. Perhaps there's hope yet for UAH making the reverse sweep happen. Seconds here. It's still time enough for Alabama to make the comeback. With Camille, great touch. Splitting the difference there. Setting up B-More for a slam, just wasting clock at this point. See if they can't force any more mistakes out of the Alabama back line. And move themselves forward. They gotta be on the other side of a reverse sweep attempt this week. UAH is to take home the $45 on the line. Again, Thanks to subscriptions and donations during last week's broadcast. All the wonderful fans and viewers pitching in. Friday Night Lights be as big as I hope it can be one day. I'd love to turn it in from these show matches into weekly events. Obviously not there yet. Probably not going to be there for a while, but that's the goal for this thing. Till then, clock's ticking down. I think UAH is going to win this one. But does Alabama score another one? No, they do not. Nice block. And Chan in chat saying no. He wanted that one. Sorry, Chan. But UAH is finally on the board. They got that dot underneath their name. And it required a lot of offense. And still some clean defense. Because Alabama was still putting up clean-looking tries. Forcing 7 saves out of UAH. They said everything that game. There were 7 shots for Alabama there in game 4. But it wasn't enough. Those 7 shots. Alabama losing by 3. Maybe giving the Chargers a little bit of momentum moving forward. They could use it. Still need 3 straight games. But Gray switching out of the Fennec into an Octane. Perhaps his next evolution. Perhaps that evolution is Solution now. Giving Gray that opportunity. Flip reset. Trying to dunk B-More. Set him up. Set Solution up, rather. It doesn't work out. Josh, a big clear. Now Camille. He's stuffed at the midfield line, but Alabama still playing things a little awkward there. I don't know what happened. Chan blew a tire or what, but UAH is being given a freebie right now. That was all kinds of weird. Okay, Solution was pool shot into that ball, so I'll forgive him for that. And Chan didn't have much boost, so I suppose I could forgive the awkwardness, just a product of the situation on the Crimson Tide end. But it's still going on. And it's still putting UAH in a position to potentially keep this reverse sweep hope going. (2-0). The Chargers given a dream of a first 60 seconds here in Game 4. Game 5. Now it's time for UA to settle in. Settle down. Stop the bleeding. 3-0. In the last 6 minutes, 15 seconds, UAH has outscored Alabama 7-1. They've been on a run. And that's the kind of thing that allows you to forget the 3 games that you dropped to open up this series and just think about the present. Maybe not think about the future just yet, because that can put unnecessary pressure on a team. Just think about whatever gets you in a position. Maybe really have a go at this reverse sweep. Starts getting real once you win Game 5. Still got to do that. Alabama's still fighting here. Had Camille with his back to the play, but he defends it well. The Crimson Tide can set up their offense here. Solution will play it back to Gray. Oh, that's a great play. Gray will score it, but what vision from Solution here. He was the man in charge of guarding the midfield line, and he knew exactly where his 2 options were. Chose the best one, and it catches the Chargers completely off guard. That's pretty. Make it 7-2. Alabama back on the board here when it matters. Now they got to defend though. That's been difficult in recent times for them. UAH has upgraded their offense, and at times forced Alabama into some really weird positions. But that was comfortable looking from Alabama. They defend well, stomach the pressure, get themselves into a scoring position. More put them right out of it, though. And now UAH into said scoring position. Great dive by Solution. Looks up empty-handed on the second touch, though. Gray somehow salvages that. Now if Alabama can set themselves up for a more extended play and offense, they're going to be in a great spot to get this comeback, because the defense is solidified. They're finding ways to work around what UAH is doing without things looking so scary, like it was earlier in the previous game. Just a matter of finding those offensive numbers back. And I guess 60% field domination for the Crimson Tide. A little surprising to me. It's felt like UAH has had the bulk of the possession in this game, but I suppose I'm wrong. Actually, I know I'm wrong, because this tool doesn't lie. It doesn't have that human error that I am susceptible to occasionally. Either way, Alabama adding on to those possession numbers, but not turning it into plays through that UAH box. So 60 seconds left. They're going to have to change that. Let's see how they do it. Boost steal there from Solution. Demo leads to a pass from Chan over in the direction of Gray, but Emore's there. Gray misses the read off the sidewall ramp, leads to a shot on. And now UAH in a great spot to time waste. That back wall's open. Camille misses. Solutions double saved by Josh somehow. I don't know how he was prepared for that. It keeps this a 2-goal lead for UAH. Gray, redirection, no can do, and there's two defenders on the near side. The Chargers are just kind of parking the bus right now. It's frantic, but effective enough. They're going to take game 5. Perhaps. We'll leave the question mark there for a moment longer. They break down at the last second. And for once, it's not an exaggeration. That was the last second. So on 0 seconds now, Alabama have an opportunity to put this series to bed. In game 5 with a long shot. But the ball's bouncing in their favor. Gray's got a 1v1, but doesn't matter. Too strong a touch. Not quite there. Just a little bit behind the ball. And the Rocket League gods say we go to game 6. 8 shots to 6 there. UAH, the least productive shooting-wise of the two teams. But they find a way to win. 6 saves on 8 shots. And okay. Game 6, like I said, this is where it starts to get real. The reverse sweep hopes. UAH, it's been close. Their wins, or rather, no, they had the 4-1 win in the last game, so it's not been close for them. That was their first 1-goal game win. They started it with a blowout, and they added on to it with a 1-goal game win, and now we see if they can keep on momentuming. Game 6. Been UAH starting off the scoring in the last several games. It's a big part of their comeback. Alabama, the last game that they won, took away a UAH 2-goal lead. And since then, the Chargers have been on a bit of a run. That's nearly an incredible double from Solution. I knew as soon as I started taking a drink from my water the doubles were going to start coming out. I didn't know, however, that they would be clanging off the crossbar each and every time a player attempted them. 2 empty-handed backboard reads for Alabama. But the fact is, the quality offense is there. UAH is going to have to stick someone up there to defend. That's how we did on the goal line. Solution finding a save on Camille's shot. Alabama once again leading the possession game, at least starting off, but it is much, much closer. UAH keeping that number in check. Need more flip reset. Ground pinch read by Solution. His second touch will move the ball up the side wall, but right back into UAH hands. It's a nice demo. Josh is quick to cut off the play, however. So no clear allowed for Bama. UAH trying to switch up that possession game. It was about 50-50 a couple moments ago. Now the Chargers, 60-40. Bama looking to change that. More the back and forth I was expecting. Camille, shot on. It stays out, but Camille sticks around. And that'll allow UAH another first blood. I don't know how Solution made that save, but unfortunately for him, it doesn't matter. Camille gets it to go. The play that he set up, it's the play that he finishes. Now Beemore, the player sticking around. And I'll set something up here for the Chargers. They will intercept, but the midfield presence of UAH right now is the superior of the two sides. They're reading these plays so well. That's kept them playing offense for the last 30, 40 seconds here. That's a big clear. Josh and Gray combining. They're same. Gray and Beemore combining. Now Camille, stopped by Chan. Josh not respecting Chan's ability to get that second touch there on the back wall, and now not respecting his ability to keep his car. 1-0. Despite some really good looks, some great setups from both sides. It's one of those games we saw a lot of in the UTK and Kentucky series, where it's very back and forth. Both sides are putting up quality chances, but their defense is allowing anything to actually cross the plane of the net. More shots stuffed by Chan, and now Solution's got space. He only has 22 boosts, so that just leads to one touch, as that ball was in a weird spot for a guy with no boost. Still though, UAH, they've got that 1-goal lead. That's all they need to force Game 7. Just milk the clock, milk the final 60 seconds. You've got yourself a real chance at reverse sweeping in a best-of-7, which is strangely common on Friday Night Lights, apparently. Must be something about this third match. How late it is in the evening. Fast starts don't mean anything anymore. It's the team coming from behind. This is the team with the most momentum. Great from Josh. Beemore in an awkward spot. UH playing prevent defense at the moment. Just get an extra touch on the ball. It doesn't matter how much boost you use. We'll refill on our own side of the pitch. An attempt to stuff whatever comes our way next. Chan. Stopped by Beemore. UH is trying to coax this ball to the ground. Camille's got a good chance to do it. Actually, though, Chan off the back wall. Solution will keep it up. UAH, they'll get back to their goal line and take the game 1-0. And here we go. Game 7. A whole $45 on the line here. One game of Rocket League. And you can let Mr. Bepic pay for your dinner. That's what we're doing here. UAH, they want it. They obviously have some nice restaurant in mind. Which, you know, nowadays, $15 is not enough at a nice restaurant. But I don't think all of you came to watch me talk about the current state of the economy. I agree, Space Captain. What's going on? They're causing just breakdowns in these 3-0 leads. Or maybe when Alabama schools play each other, they elevate the team that goes down into playing a whole lot better. And then that leads to these reverse sweep attempts. I say attempts because we've yet to see it, but Game 7s, we had a Game 7 between not UAH and Alabama, UAH and Auburn, Bob Jones and Auburn. And I can only figure on Sunday, when Alabama and Auburn take the field against each other, we're going to see 3 games, it's 2 Game 5s and a Game 7. But here we go. Keaton, you are not given the script for this one. You gotta watch, my friend. Watch as UAH taking control off kickoff. Almost finding the opener. But Solution somehow got a toe on that ball. And now we can break out. We're getting some room here. He's got Josh in tow, looking for Solution to make contact. And Chan's there on the back wall to cut out that play. UAH, though, if they did find that early control off kickoff, they have not given up a lick of it. Finally, Alabama given a chance to breathe some of that blue side air. And it's not even for half a second. They get a taste of the corner on the UAH end, and then it's right back to playing defense, right back to executing from your goal line, staving off these Charger attacks. Crimson Tide looking like a team that might be about to get reverse swept, as they are down in momentum at the moment, but they are defending well. Pass from Camille over to Josh. Shot saved by Solution. The follow-up from B-Moore is a collection and a pop off the back wall. Solution reads. Camille goes to the same well. Leaves it for Josh, who's going to slow it down. It's attacked. We're desperately trying to find a clear, but who can do? Doing a great job surviving on their goal line, but they are playing no offense. It has been 2 minutes here in Game 7. And 80% of those 2 minutes have been spent on the Alabama end, and they only just now concede, but they do concede. Josh sets it up. B-Moore knocks it down. 1-0 UAH Blue. Now, Alabama has to find themselves a kickoff win, which they don't. Maybe a clear off kickoff, which they don't. Chan's got some space. What can he do? Can he finally get Alabama on the board? Not quite. Moore finds a clear, and well, I mean, that was a good-looking transition. Chan had space, but Alabama couldn't build anything off of it. Now that bump from Gray, there's no shot in that general direction. 2 demos could get together a goal, but Gray clangs the shot off the post. He didn't have boost. And now UAH, okay, they're not scoring. Gray is back in time there. But, man, seems like things against Bama right now. They're so close, yet so far. That one just barely glancing off Camille's Fennec. UAH finding a clear after pretty much every single failed UA offensive attack. Bama cannot set up their offense here. Maybe this is a chance. Solution goes to the back wall. And Chan next up. And here we go. Maybe this is what Bama's been waiting for. Allowing those midfield rotations, those shots that lead to rebound opportunities. That's what they got. Wasn't enough to break down UAH, but something a little more than what they've seen for the most part in Game 7. Now 60 seconds here. UAH. I'm sure they can nearly taste the Game 7 victory. But still going to have to defend what the Crimson Tide throw at them in this final minute. A 1-0 lead is precarious, and there's nothing set in stone. They'd love some insurance, I'm sure. But Bama's defense is really the only thing keeping them in this game. Chan, just a hair on the head of Josh, stopping that shot. Same for B-More. Solution stuffed by Josh. And now it's UAH demonstrating their goal line defensive prowess. They get themselves out. They're now 20 seconds away from taking Game 7. B-More, though. A miss on the back wall led to a shot from Gray that's just an inch off. 10 now on the clock. And Game 7 close to falling into UAH hands. That drop down to be more controlled and spiked by Josh. A reverse sweep for the UAH Charger Blue in a best of 7, and they take home the $40 prize pool. Congratulations. Wow. UAH defending their claim to the title of best Rocket League team in Alabama. And now they really have to play Bob Jones. Since Bob Jones still undefeated, albeit they've only played Auburn. But still, wow. What a series that was. And what a way to cap off Friday Night Lights 2. GG's, guys. B-More, what the heck? Why win one game to win the mental war? Fair enough. I appreciate the entertainment. That was something else. Stretch. I'll stretch. I forgot to do it earlier, but I need it. My back is tight after 3 hours of standing. All right. That's about to be dinner time for me. That was a full stream ending right at 9 o'clock. So pretty much just a touch over 3 hours. But what a night it was. An entertaining 3 hours. Apparently, Space. Apparently. That means I gotta get you on stream next week before you retire. I appreciate it, Keaton. You gotta get on one of these nights. But I'm gonna toss a raid someone's way. Let's see who's online. Mr. Pyro J. We're gonna send it to him. I am tired. It has been a phenomenal second stream of Friday Night Lights. I hope you guys stick around for the raid. And I hope you join me next Friday. I've already got 6 teams in mind, and if everyone is available, it's going to be a great show. So, until then, I've been MrBepic. Hearts all around. You guys are all awesome. Thanks for playing, watching, interacting, chatting. I appreciate it, always. And I will see you soon. Peace out.